Today's drive took me along the Hardangerfjord Scenic Route. It is short in distance but big in scenery. I left Loftus camping early and was first in the dock parking area. When it was time to board the 0925 ferry from Kjærtveit to Utsna, there was only me and a guy with a trailer. Interestingly, this ferry had inboard seating and a screen showing the progress of our crossing. At Utsna, he went his way and I went mine, where the road was only single track with passing places. There were lots of twists and turns as the road followed the contours, with only small hamlets en route and a long way from any supermarket. After a switchback climb, we entered into more valley scenery, still without much traffic, and through several small villages en route. I made a quick pit stop at the Hardanger Scenic for a different view of the fjord, after which the road became two-way with continuous settlements onto Jondal. The ferry from Jondal was a much bigger affair with 4 traffic lanes available on the ferry, again with inboard seating and this time sandwiches, drinks and snacks, all purchased using a serve-yourself sale by card. The route onwards was now much busier, on bigger roads, more developed and with many shops and industry, as well as a quick stop at Steinsdalfossen, not the highest but a very spectacular waterfall. Next I stopped at Steinstoberget, a very tranquil place alongside the gentle lapping waters of the Hardangerfjord and views of the Folgefonna glacier. My final stop was at Eidfjord, a fairytale toilet. And this is Eidfjord, the fairytale toilet. Great structure for just 2 toilets. Then it was onwards towards Granvin, where in several places the fjord was actually under the road. Then there was an 8-kilometre tunnel, followed by the Hardanger suspension bridge, leading to another 1.5-kilometre tunnel, both of which had a roundabout inside to another tunnel. was onwards towards Eidfjord and my next campsite, with massive chunky mountain scenery dropping directly into the fjord and with a big cruise ship moored up. The campsite was in a great location, close enough to the town, far enough away from the cruise ship, but not with the best amenities, unfortunately. The weather forecast on the following morning wasn't good, but the clouds were high, so I decided to get kitted up and hike the yellow Io loop from Eidfjord. The Io has been one of the best salmon rivers in West Norway, with records of traps being set to catch salmon going back to 1553. After an easy start on a wide forest track alongside the river, I decided to go off-piste up a steep track in the forest, which then joined the original track after skirting the edge of a grassy field. The route then went past graves in a burial ground at Hardanger, which dates from the Iron and Viking ages, 1,000 to 2,500 years ago. It was really quiet and contemplative around the burial site, where around 400 graves are preserved today. This is the largest Iron Age burial ground in western Norway. After the burial ground, I took another off-piste track through the forest towards a small waterfall cascading down the mountainside. Having explored, I returned to the main route, which soon joined up with a tarmac lane through the hamlet of Hardanger, with good views over Eidfjord, by which time the rain was fairly steady. From the viewpoint across Eidfjord and the fjord, I took a steep track down to meet the road back into Eidfjord, with a view of Adiona almost alone in the campsite. Then it was a quick visit to the supermarket and back to the relative warmth of Adiona and the opportunity of a short break in the weather to ready Adiona for a direct departure in the morning. Please click the subscribe button to receive notifications of the next upload, and more information on this episode can be found in the description.